Okay, so apparently this is a part 2 because just like I said, it's super hot out here and my phone turned off because it was too hot. It was like, okay, too hot for this function or something. So we'll come back to where I'm at with the whole splitter hose shenanigans. So this cheapy hose, I had to make sure like that's as much as I can get it not kinked. So this is what I got. I had to take the filter off because that was really just like slowing the flow down, and I'm getting a lot of leakage, but now it's actually working. And I got this, how it's kind of like spraying the broken part, it's watering this bed. Not that, tomato plants are not too much of a fan of getting wet like that, but hey, it is what it is. The way this weather is anyway, it wants to rain half the dang time. So yeah, we got leakage over here, but look at that. The soaker's working in here. So I'm able to get both watered at the same time, which is good. I don't know that I really like how this is going though, because there's so much leaking. I think that I just probably need some of those rubber things for all the sides here to try to minimize the leaking, because there seems to be like leaking from every joint, and even here it's coming out super fast. So I really don't know what else to do to try to keep this going, but it doesn't look like the splitter thing is going to be the best scenario here, because there's going to be some water waste going on, which sometimes I do get leakage over here on the sidewalk when I water these beds if I turn it on more than super low. So what I'm going to do for this part where it's leaking, take full advantage of it, and I have some plant starts that I haven't got in the ground, and these are way overdue, and I don't even know that they're going to produce anything since I want to wait forever. But let's go ahead and give everybody a water over here. Take them on down there. This is one of the newest plant starts I got, because one of these here are zucchini, and as you can see, they're not looking too good. They've overgrown their stay in those little bitty pots, but I have not got them in the ground. So here's another one of my pineapples, chocolate mint. Haven't really figured out where we're going to put it. It smells so good. That's one of the plants I'm not too worried about, because mint is pretty resilient. But the squashes are very sensitive. I've already killed a couple to our cucumber plants. So yeah, I'm just going to put everything over here. I'll end this video, but I might do another one a different time, where this hose here, I'll try just doing that splitter over here and put the hose over here and see if that works, because at least if it's just 2 hoses, I could be watering 2 different plants at the same time, because over here we don't have any soakers. Although I did buy a soaker for this one, but I don't really know that it would need a soaker. So what I'd probably do is, for that longer one, just put 2 soakers in one. So I have these little watering things. I'll show a video of what I learned how to do these better. But I'm going to be using some 2-liter bottles for now on. These are 1 liters. These kind of slowly water. It's another little tool that I bought from the 99-cent store, which I don't think I have any out. Let's see if I might be able to show you one, instead of making you have to wait for another video, because I think I have some out here. This is a bunch of stuff that I got at the 99-cent store. These little they brought these back. So where I showed you with the strawberries, I'm going to try to do a little strawberry tower with these and just plant some of the, bring some of those shoots in here. So this fits on the 2-liter bottles and the 1-liter water bottles and stuff like that, just not like juice bottles. So it fits this size cap. And I have a welder. You can use whatever you need to do. And I usually put a big size hole here. But what I found is that putting at least one small hole for the air to go through makes it easier to fill up. So with a lot of my plants, I'm trying to do this size instead of the smaller size now. We don't drink soda a lot, so it's kind of like we're forcing ourselves just to be able to get these bigger bottles. But with the 1-liter water bottles, we got a few. So still got a lot of chaos going on here on my porch, but don't judge me. So yeah, I don't want to keep on spinning you guys around bringing all those plants down here, but like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and get those watered, since a lot of this water is coming down here and feeding the palm tree sprouts. So just give me a message if you want a palm tree, because I will dig one up and send it to you, and just, you know, pay me a few bucks for shipping. It is what it is. They're pretty resilient. If you pull them out of the ground, they will still grow. I've cut these things, and I swear it just makes them stronger. You cannot water them, all that stuff. So most of the green that you see is either the crabgrass, which is very similar to tomatoes. Like as soon as one of the nodes touches dirt or water or anything, it re-sprouts roots and will sprout more little shoots coming this the way and that way, plus it goes to seed. So it is just terrible. So a lot of this, you can't even see the wood chips I laid down because it is everywhere. The good thing is it doesn't really grow tall. It just will cover a lot of ground because it kind of comes like this, and then it will plant some roots, and then go like this, and then plant some roots. So it just travels, and it's come up my wood chips, and my wood chips are down a lot. I guess since I brought them up, I'll show you how the wood chips are looking. And again, please don't judge, because I've not got out here with the weed eater since it is just so hot. So first it was too cold for me, and now it's too hot. So I had a pile here. That one's completely gone. Some of it's there to kind of make the hill. All of this grass you're seeing here is the crabgrass, Bermuda grass, or whatever. And you see some, I'm not sure if you can see, but some of those are going to seed. And these things, I try to pull them by hand as much as possible. Here's some of the little palm sprouts. And then we got a little waterfall going on. Well, the birds will appreciate it. And I think this is some of the little trees from the acorns. So you'll see some small ones like this. And now you'll see these ones. So this is all from, let's see, we got 5 trees. These were all planted the same year by the squirrels. But these ones were deeply in the wood chips, especially those two. So right there, let me come over here and show you from the side. And you can see how much the wood chips are up above the ground. So those are actually taller than they appear, because this much is wood chips. So I flattened it out to kind of make it look better. But these were 2 piles that I've raked and merged together. But my point, besides just showing you an update of how much wood chips I've used, because I haven't really laid more down, because you see like this grass it's just feeding it and making it stronger. You see right there, it's come through from the bottom of this, was about 4 or 5 foot tall, and it's come through and grown over here too. So like I said, it will reroot. The good thing is when it's in the wood chips, it's very easy to pull out, which in some instances is not when it's in the ground, just depending on how soft it is. But see what I'm saying, how they sprout different directions. Well, that broke off, so that didn't come off. That was some bad examples, but anyways, yeah, it's not going so much into this one because that's more of a pine tree, so I think it's not favoring it as much. And I think in my last video I didn't get to show you guys, but the rest of this side actually. Said I showed you everything, but I didn't. So this is a yellow zucchini. I've already got about 5 off of there. Already got about 5 off of there. I am having some problem with blossom end rot on some of these, and it could be from water or it could be missing something. So I might give it some almond milk for calcium, because I don't drink milk. Or I know this is weird, but I'll put vitamins. Like I found that it worked pretty easy, and shoot some more fertilizer in there. Or oh well, here's where I'll show you. This is the second cantaloupe it's eaten. So I'll just throw a cantaloupe that's overdone, I didn't get to eat, and just throw it there, and it will just make it take off. So the zucchini plant, the newest one of the plant starts over there, is going to go in here. I've already did a composting in place in the bottom and let it kind of go down a little bit, and then I'm doing the top, so it's going to have 2 layers of soil to put its roots. Here we have a pickling cucumber that end up drying out on the ends, and not because of not watering, because you see the little nets, the squirrels buried something in there, and they went back to get it, and they ripped a whole bunch of the roots off of this plant. So it was just like almost dead and kneeling over. I was watering like crazy. Then it established more roots, and the rest of the leaves shot some new leaves, and a couple of leaves lived, but the ends died. But it looks like it is trying to send a new end out, but I don't expect it to get too big because of that. This is last year's market garden, the EBT garden. The onions are still alive. Peppers died, and you can see that crabgrass has gone in there. There's holes in the bottom of this one, and it is just trying to take over this bed. But we also have the tomato plant. It's not super big, and I can't blame it because it's sharing all this soil, but it's a lot bigger than it was. And then there's a second one, which doesn't look like it's doing very good, and it has a tomato on it. And it might just be because these need to get watered, so I think I'm going to bring some water. Now this is a volunteer, probably one of the birds brung it in. I think it's a tiny Tim tomato, and it has overwintered, and it is just doing so good. And I cannot water it like crazy, and it still is just all over the place. So it's getting hidden right here in the grass a little bit. And I think that because it's right here, partnered with the cactus, that the birds are leaving it alone. So I'm not having problems with them. If they are, I mean, I'm not noticing it, but I think that they're pretty much leaving it alone by the cactus. So then I did a cucumber plant here last year, but it didn't do so good. This pot, I mean, it did pretty good. It just didn't get very big. It was about as big the whole year. It got about this big. And yeah, this one is barely halfway, not even halfway through the season. So I kept that pot and did the double layer, and I put some, looks like they died, but I had a couple of green beans down there. No, I see some green bean sprout right there. You guys can see it. This is green bean, just to help it with nitrogen. And you can look more of that up about how that helps. But we got some more. I've already got quite a few pickling cucumbers off of this plant, and it seems to like this spot. And then I fixed it where this is going that way, and I've helped it trellis itself up there a little bit, but it's kind of doing it by itself now, so that's good. Now this guy's looking stressed out. It gets thirsty very quickly over here. Now, I don't know what's going on because I water it and I deep water it, and after the next day it seems to be stressed out again. So I don't know. Maybe it's because in the bottom, when all that water comes out, it's not able to drink it because it's feeding the other plants. But this one, it doesn't seem to get very stressed out very easily. So here we have pepper plants and see the grass. This is a pot that has the hole in the bottom, and look what happens. And with peppers, you really don't want to do too much interrupting of their whoa, almost fell, of their roots. So I'm gonna have to wait this out. Well, I'm not gonna have to, but I am. So I got some new growth here and some new growth here. This one's still green and it got a little bit of new growth, but basically these have been overwintered and they are alive. There was like 5 in there, so this one's dead, this one's dead, but there's still some alive. So I'm gonna wait, because basically what I had done with these, because of the grass, as you can see, these ones here, they got the hole underneath. So I put like plastic underneath. I basically pulled all the soil out, pulled all of the sprouts from the that crabgrass stuff, and even found some wobbles or whatever they call those things. Took those out, put some more compost in on the bottom, and put some of that soil back in, and then planted some stuff in there. But now these 3 have been processed, so they are free of that crabgrass. Now these have not. This one was never on the ground, so it doesn't have the problem. And I put this underneath. I don't know if I'm going to keep the wood there or do the same thing. But I have the wood there now, and I just have these cactuses there because I'm going to put them in pots for now. Because of the crabgrass issue, I don't want to put my cactuses where I want them right now, because then I have to worry about trying to kill the weeds around. And here's a little close-up. You can see how these things are going to seed. That's their seed heads. So this one is going to be a toughie, because you can see how I showed you all the other walking sticks. Look how thick this one is. So I'm pretty sure this one has shot out of the pot into the ground. So I'm probably just going to be leaving this one alone and not doing the whole switch thing, just depending on how things go. If for some reason these seem to be like they're dying because it's getting too hot or something, then I might consider taking everything out. And see, right here are the nodes. And see how it's rooted? So basically, if like normal cuttings, if I try to compost this, my compost would be filled with this crap. Oh, I can't stand this stuff. So yeah, all the stuff was dead, and when I moved in and got all this good wood chips down and everything, they just started taking flight, and it is so annoying. So I did show you guys earlier in my other video about my orange tree. So I think I might have seen, it might make me 1 or 2. I don't even think it's going to make any. Same thing happened here with the lemon tree. The birds were eating the flowers. I don't know why. I don't know if it was because there was bugs in them, if they were picking out the bugs, but I'm probably going to have a little bit less lemons than I did last year. I still have a few lemons that I haven't even picked from last year. And people are always like, are those oranges? Because they're so big. Because they just love the wood chips. And anytime, well, not anytime, but for most part, when I have like an orange or something like that, this is a bunch of palm tree sprouts that I pulled out and I'm just letting them decompose there. But I'll throw my peels and stuff there because that's the same kind of tree it is, so it should like it. And let me go ahead and switch this hose over because it's coming out. But here you see how the difference is. Maybe I'll find another one that doesn't have that second hole. It's not going in super fast, but it is a lot easier. So I'm just going to fill this up first and then set it inside the pot. And they compost it down pretty low, but this is pretty tall. So on these ones, I put 2 in this pot, and then I put 3 in the other pot. I don't know how the 3 is going to do, but we'll see. Because I think these are only like 13 gallon, but that's going downwards. So they're basically going to have to shoot their roots really far. But I did bury all of these deep as it would let me. So if it was flowering at a certain part, I didn't go that far. So this one has 3. These other ones have only 1 plant. And we have tomatoes. This is the first one I did. And actually, this one is the same plant as that. I don't remember the kind it is right now. But yeah, I have these overwintered lettuce, or oversummered lettuce, I should say. And then we have some pumpkin volunteers over here that are coming out. So, and a couple broccoli plants. They seem to like it better in that pot than this one, maybe because there's so many broccoli plants in this one and not that many here. I don't know. Or maybe because they're pulling different nutrients than the lettuce is. But this lettuce, because it's already going to seed, of course, it's going to be looking a little funky, but it's really gotten icky from not getting watered fast enough. So I can go on for days, but I am going to go ahead and end this video. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more videos. I'm sorry that I haven't been posting anything, but stay tuned and comment or just let me know if you'd like to see some of my new things that I'm doing, which is like couponing. I already do the bargain shopping and stuff. I'll probably still post some of that stuff, but if you're interested, just go ahead and let me know, and I'll start making some videos of that. And I'm going to be doing some yard sale stuff and everything. So if you guys are interested, let me know. Either way, it might just be popping up because this is about my journey. All right, everyone, have a blessed day. Bye-bye.